Look, I can't help but think that now might be a good time for a little fire and ice. Please.
Oh, there's never a good time for fire and ice.
What happens when you mix fire and ice?
Warm water, baby.
It's bubbling, baby. Warm water. Warm water.
It is a Saturday afternoon, and that means it is time for a little fire and ice. Mike Tipton, Brandon the Iceman Cohn, coming at you live over here at our favorite place in the world, the happiest place on earth, Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive. Brandon, I see something brand new here on the menu. Tell me about it.
Goodness. So the Ultimate Sampler is now on the throwback menu, okay? So now they have all these extra little shticks here, okay? I'm going to show you this here. It's wonderful. Tipton loves this one here. we have additionally beef on the Wex sliders. I know you like those. We have mini corn dogs. Those look scrumptious, and then also buffalo chips and garlic shrooms. So you have all these things on top of the other millions of items you choose four sauces. Friggin' amazing. Obviously, you have all of your happy hour deals, $2 off tall drafts. You have select appetizers that are $6, during happy hour every day, and of course late to closing. So you have your half off wings during the week, regular and bone-in. So, dude, a million different great meals and noshes, and of course UFC all the time here.
Yeah, all the different sporting events.
Soccer. You got a little bit of this and that, right?
I saw dodgeball up there a little bit. I'm sad that they changed the damn station, but now we're watching, I guess, highlights of the Browns and the Bears. Is that who that was yesterday?
Yeah, because they're actually showing the game from the regular season, because the Bills and Browns game is being postponed because of lightning in Cleveland. So they're showing this game from last year. Yeah, exactly.
When the hell they start postponing NFL games because of lightning? Am I that old now?
I don't know. I mean, they need a dome. They're actually building a dome in Cleveland. They don't have to worry about lightning then. You know what I mean?
Oh, your dream come true of every stadium needs to be a dome.
It's going to be like that. I'm telling you, except in Buffalo, the schmucks that they built this stadium that everybody's complaining about.
Yeah,
but a $2.5 billion stadium with like glass in the way and stuff, like all the obstructions, dude.
Very bad.
So I mean, here's the thing. I like the new stadium. I love it. It's beautiful. I like that canopy. I think it should be a little larger. The canopy. I think it's a little narrow. I know not narrow, but not as huge as it should be. But then there's a bunch of obstructions.
It's not huge.
I want it to be huge and not so narrow. But I want to see less glass and obstructions in the way in a $2.2 billion stadium.
That is kind of weird, right? Like they build this enormous, beautiful, and you look at it aesthetically, it looks great.
Very nice.
But once they actually sat down in the seats, there's got to be a part of you where you're one of the planners or engineers or something like that. You're like, I think if we put that seat behind that pole, that's probably not a good idea.
What schmuck would create a $2.5 billion stadium, and with obstructions? And now, granted, if it was built in the 60s or the 50s, sure, it should have obstructions, right? Yeah. If it's, old.
That's part of the charm of like Fenway and Wrigley Field, like that type of stuff. But whenever you have this, again, a brand new $2 billion, Dr. Evil style, $2 billion stadium, and not everyone's going to be able to have a good seat.
That's crazy. I mean, and the thing is that I understand, if you go to enough stadiums, that the railings are necessary. Obviously, you don't want to fall. But then again, it's like, well, sometimes you can just grab like a little morsel of something and be careful and safe, right? But I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, there's a lot of obstructions there, and I've just seen this from social media and whatnot, and there's only been a couple events there.
And obviously, social media is going to blow things out of proportion whenever it comes to some of that stuff.
Yes.
Our dude Ray Work Production saying fire and ice, giving us a little bit of love. Check him out as well with the locally sourced El Paso podcast. Ashley from the Talking About It with Ashley, saying, Tip and Brandon, how's it going, fellas? It's going amazing because you know why? I'm here with my buddy.
My pal.
We've got time to have something to eat today.
We got to have a grease.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. We got that throwback menu. The thing that I'm looking at right here is the Buffalo Zoo cocktail.
I got your Buffalo Zoo cocktail. Wait a second.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Sorry, that was loud.
That escalated quickly.
That's out of control. So tell us, Tip, what is a Buffalo Zoo cocktail then?
I have no clue. That's why I want to try it out. But I wanted to see. Let's see what the ingredients on this Buffalo Zoo new cocktail might be. I'm gonna have to look at the menu at this point in time.
Perhaps over there.
I don't. I saw it here, but it didn't tell me what was in
What
it.
is
Or let's see. Oh my God, no, it
What
just
is
says Buffalo Bar and Grill. This is
Oh, wait,
riveting.
no, not there. Why the hell doesn't it have a description?
Riveting information.
What is it? Oh, let me
that
Google it.
we've
Let me
got.
Google it.
Yeah,
I'm
we're gonna have to like
Buffalo,
Google
what's
up
it called? A Buffalo Zoo?
Buffalo Zoo cocktail.
Zoo cocktail. Here we go.
I mean, it looks amazing.
The
can
Buffalo
see it
Zoo
right
cocktail is a potent fruity drink made with Bacardi rum, Grey Goose vodka, Jim Beam, bourbon. Oh, that's peach schnapps, orange juice, pineapple juice, and a splash of grenadine. Dude, that is your type of drink.
I was gonna say
That's a tip.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drink that and
Dude,
go to work
you
afterwards.
should, yeah, I was gonna say you don't have more than half of one of those because that's like basically like a Long Island iced tea almost.
Oh, sounds good, dude.
Sounds great. She wants one too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we'll share it. That's it. It
Got
works.
room for a third?
Yeah, we'll do. We got to get like the big one, and then 3 straws, and we just all.
Here you go. Here, grab another straw. Let's have some, dude.
No, but me and you got to be on the same. Destiny says, "Oh, me and you got to be on the same side."
I want a lady in the tramp it with you.
Yes. Ray is asking, "What is there a go-to on the menu for you guys? For yous guys, you have a go-to on the menu."
I mean, so here's the thing.
I think we've gone through the entire menu,
but I mean, we obviously love our sampler. We always do the pick 4 shtick, and then we were for a while trying a sandwich per week, but I think we reverted back to wings and the sampler. So I think our ultimate go-to would probably be the ultimate sampler, right?
It has been because it gives you a little bit of everything.
Yeah, because that's our usual shtick.
And y'all, for whatever reason, love ordering things that I don't eat on that ultimate sampler.
I do that on purpose.
I know both of y'all do.
Yeah,
I know that one for sure.
The pickles example.
The pickles and the onion rings.
I know you ain't gonna eat them.
The thing is like I do like onion rings. I don't like the way my breath smells afterwards.
I don't either.
And being
sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay.
It was right there, man. It was right there.
That's horrible. That's terrible. You're a sick man. Okay, go ahead.
Ashley said that with the description of that drink, and I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to a bar, you order that. That's called a panty dropper.
Okay.
And she says, "Is that PC to say?" And I was thinking to myself, "Yeah, right."
We can say that.
As soon as he mentioned all the ingredients, my panties came off.
I see them on the floor.
Just soaking wet.
It's disgusting.
It really is.
Ew, let's change the subject.
Didn't realize that they made them that big, huh?
They're huge. You went to Omar the tent maker. You know?
I 1000% did. It's the only way I can cover my big ass sometimes. You know what I mean?
Lord have mercy. You have a huge ass too. Huge. This is starting off as one of the funniest shows of all time.
Oh my God, what the hell is going on here? Destiny's saying the garlic mushrooms are delicious as well.
Yeah,
I think that's new, isn't it? The garlic mushrooms.
The garlic mushrooms. Well, they're calling it a throwback, so I guess they had it.
Okay, it was
20
back
years
in the
ago.
day.
I think the mini corn dogs look scrumptious. Hopefully they're decent.
Yeah, you would.
You like them? Did you get them? Yeah. Okay. So we got to try those.
The best thing about it is she did the Donald Trump YMCA dance, the double donging. That's what she was doing. The mini hot dogs will do that to you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you got to do. Okay, so in a bit we're going to be joined by Coach Pichardo, so that means we got to get a little more professional in the way that we handle these things because we're going to be talking about El Paso high school football.
Yes.
It's coming up right upon us.
1 week
a
away.
lot of schools had their scrimmages. I know El Dorado just did. America's high school had their scrimmage. I'm assuming everybody had a scrimmage over the last couple of days. And it's super awesome because, Brandon, we, just like Shawshank Redemption, waded through the mile-long tunnel of just feces and piss. And we finally come out of the end on the other side. It's raining, washing it upon us. The NFL and football in general is finally back.
Thank God, right?
Like again, don't get me wrong. You know me, I love me some baseball. I love me some basketball. But whenever my teams are letting me down the way the Spurs and the Yankees did, I need the Cowboys to just balance life again and be as absolutely horrid as I know they're going to.
Well, more than likely, although, you know what? I mean, we've made some, off-season moves, especially defensively. And obviously most recently, signing a 90-year-old fella. But that should be decent defensively. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. You can come there and join us. Don't be bashful.
He just wanted to stay all the way over there.
Stay over there.
He was listening to the conversation beforehand. He's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to do what hang out with Mike and Brandon and see what we got going on over here. All right, Coach. So, welcome, first off, Coach, to the show, Fire and Ice. I believe you are now a recurring guest every high school football season. You are our go-to guy. So thank you so much for joining us here.
First of all, thank you for having me, guys. And it's always a I get excited to come here with you guys and talk some high school and maybe this year college football.
I'm down for talking both.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I'm going to start off with the obvious question. All right. We got I think it's the 96th Battle of the Claw coming up next Friday night at historic R.R. Jones Stadium. Okay. One of the oldest rivalries, not only in the state, but in the nation. How do you feel not only about starting the season on an annual basis with El Paso High, but obviously, it's a huge game. It's one of the biggest games in the whole city.
There's no other way we'd rather have it. I mean, let's get it over and done with, but at the same time, it marks the first game of the season. It also helps us spark our summer. It motivates the kids all summer because the first game of the season is El Paso High. No offense to any other team, but if we were to play somebody else, it's like, okay, the season's starting here. Now it's the Claw is here. So we measure the dates. We schedule the dates. We have a countdown, 100 and some days. Now we're down to less than a week.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
What's it like for you as the coach? You get to see the revolving doors of players coming in, leaving, coming back, leaving, like doing all that, right? What's it like for you to know, okay, we've made it through the summer camps. We've seen the growth of these kids as we get ready for these games. And now, it's right there. What's that like for you knowing that it's just right there in front of you?
It's great. It's a great feeling, just having breakfast with my wife right now. She's like, out of the blue, we were eating, and then she goes, "Are you excited?" She knows I'm excited. I don't, every year I try to calm down more and more and more and more. I show a poker face even when I get overexcited, when I feel there's a blown call, I try to keep a poker face. I truly can't this week. I can't. What it's like, to answer your question, it's great. It's awesome. That's why, we miss it. It's a long off season.
Yeah.
It's a terribly long off season, cruel off season, because we like this excitement. We get used to the pressure. We want the pressure. We like this. We love this. Our kids love it. We love it. Our families love it. They know we miss it. So my wife is content right now that it's finally here. I mean, I kind of have to say bye to her for about 3 months.
Sure.
Because we'll be working Saturdays and Sundays, and we work tomorrow to finalize the game plan. We have a great idea what we're going to do, but tomorrow we work from 9 to 5.
Wow.
And Sunday, and then we get ready to rock and roll on Monday, Tuesday. We get ready to teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then coach on Friday.
Yeah, that's why we needed to have you on today, because I knew after today it wasn't going to happen, obviously. And
right.
But so what's it like for you guys, especially the kids, playing the first game of the year at one of the top 3 high school stadiums in the nation? Because it was ranked, I think, number 3 of all high school stadiums in the United States.
They love it.
Yeah.
They love
It's
it.
incredible.
We'd rather play at home every year,
Sure.
except for this game.
Right.
We want to play over there.
You want to play over there.
We want to play over there.
And it's a new field, too.
It's a new field. They just finished it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a new field. The kids are excited. Hey, Coach, where are we playing next? Because they don't understand the contracts. We have a contract every 2 years. So it's going to happen that we're going to play at one site and then the next year at the same site, because it's a 2-year contract.
Oh, really?
It just depends on how we flip, how it falls. It just fell that last year we played at Austin. This year we played El Paso, but not because it's one here, one there.
I thought it was 1 and 1.
No,
Okay.
it's brand new contract.
Okay.
Had it worked out the other way, we would have played at home this year
Okay.
and at home last year.
Okay. So
But
the
that
next
was
2
part of the
years
last 2 contracts.
are going to be at El Paso High then?
Yes.
Okay.
The schedule duplicates next year
Okay.
from this year, and then we scratch everything out,
Oh,
and then we
interesting.
start again in 2 years. So let's say that we play at Austin next year, then we do the drawing of numbers all over again, and then we might play at Austin again the following year. So we might go El Paso, Austin.
Interesting.
So then I gotta ask this, right? Because obviously El Paso High, everyone knows it in El Paso and surrounding areas and pockets throughout the nation. One of the most beautiful high school stadiums that you can go to. And I understand maybe that's an aspect of it, but I feel like you got a little bit of me in like your mindset here of I'd rather go to their home and send their fans home sad, as opposed to the possibility of losing at my home. I'd rather win there to watch all those fans leave home sad.
It's great. It's delicious.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm looking at food right now. It is delicious to win on Friday too,
Yeah.
because not only that, a lot of people don't know this. but with shrinking enrollment, right now they're almost exactly double our size.
Yeah, sure.
Double. Like we have about 750, they have about 1,500 plus. So it's double our enrollment. We scrimmaged America's High School 2 days ago. They're triple our enrollment. You see, but that's the way it is right now. But so, yes, we want to beat them. They're double our size. They're double our everything. They're better than us. Tradition. The last 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they've beaten us in every single sport, in every single academic competition, except for football.
Yeah.
Except for football.
Don't
Okay.
remind me about basketball. But
Yes,
but they're tough.
My principal asked me, so why is it that we always lose to El Paso High except for football? And I'm like, it would take me a day to explain it. So
He
I'm not
pointed at
gonna.
me. This guy's a schmuck. I mean, what do you expect?
I'm not about to explain that right now, but it's culture. It's culture. It's everything. The way we do things. In January, February, not just this week. This is gonna the season is a reflection of our off season, exact reflection of it, and the kids buy into it every year. It's a legacy that they leave. I mean, we have legacy in our locker room, huge. They see it every day. Some of the kids ask me, Coach, what does legacy mean? And we have to explain it weekly, almost. Culture, legacy. What are you going to leave? Are you going to give up this game after 8 years? We've won 8 years in a row. Are you going to be the ones to give the trophy back? We want to see what's your legacy. And it's not a district game, so it doesn't tear us up or anything. But it's the start of the season. It's a rivalry game. The people truly. What I like about this game, because I'm from the other rivalry game, the other one down south. I'm from the Bowie Jeff rivalry series. This one is, in my opinion, and it is an opinion because the Bowie people will hang me if I say it's a fact. In my opinion, this is more intense because the people truly dislike each other.
Sure.
From El Paso High and Austin. You can have a class of 76 here from Austin. From El Paso, they will not acknowledge each other, even if they're wearing a cap. They won't even, they dislike each other. It's Rim Road and surrounding areas versus Central 915. It's an intense rivalry. We've had years in which we've had to have police escorts on the way back, all through Grant, Alabama, and Altura back to the stadium. Police escorts all the way around. Wow. It's intense. It's intense just to protect us coming back.
And so last year you blew them out. The year before was a 1-point win because the game was played on Saturday because of the lightning and all that. The torrential rains where you had to postpone the game to Saturday. So talk about this year's game with, obviously you've lost some significant players. You lost the likes of Andujo, who was great for several years, and other players. And so talk about now you're starting, I don't want to say from scratch, but you have to make up for losing those players and all that. And you're playing a new team.
But you see, we're going to be young this year, but it's no excuse. We got to win.
Of course.
I don't like we lost every year. We lose 15.
Yeah, of course.
15, give or take 1 or 2. But that's not. I've never used the word rebuild there at Austin. We never rebuild, and I never use the word reload. You see, we just keep on going. Like this year, we're going to have about 11 sophomores playing the whole season. So next year they're juniors. We just keep on going, And this year, about 11 sophomores are gonna start or play a lot of minutes. Sophomore group. Last year they went 10-0 as a freshman group. This year there are sophomores. The junior group is a very strong group. Our senior group is a good group. But no, we lost kids, but we still got the likes of Joel Castañeda, who we're gonna count on a lot. We're got Roberto Flores, who's a junior to be newcomer of the year, 17 touchdowns last year.
Yeah,
looks nothing like a running back, but plays better than most running backs.
Sure, no doubt.
But no, we lost Andujo. He reported to Western New Mexico this week, by the way.
Very cool.
We lost the
Parrish.
He reported to Oklahoma Panhandle State this year. They're gonna play football.
Absolutely.
And Zeke Ceniceros, who reported to his school in Surprise, Arizona, and I keep on forgetting the name of the school because I had never heard it before.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it either.
Okay, but we lost those 3 plus another 10. The next group has to step up.
Sure.
There's no rebuilding, reloading. We just play. We just play every year.
every year your bread and butter is your ground attack.
Right.
You have two dominant running backs and also others that are more than capable. Obviously, you mentioned Flores, who comes from that lineage of great running backs. Oscar Flores, his brother, was great. Now he plays collegiately. And of course, we mentioned Castañeda, who had over 500 yards on the ground last year. Talk about, your foundation every single year at just being able to pound the ball like you guys do so successfully, and obviously play dominant defense as well.
Well, our scheme, our culture, and I keep on bringing it back because the kids are the ones that talk about it. We even have it on the back of our shirt. Culture. It's defense first. We run the ball second, and then we do anything after that to win by at least 1 point. So our ground attack, Castañeda gained only 500 yards last year because he had to share the ball.
Sure.
If he was a feature back, he would have gained, 1,000 to 1,500. But he's so unselfish that now it's his turn to block, for the 17 touchdown guy, and it's hitting somebody. Now he gets the ball, never asks for the ball. We give it to him, but it's unselfishness. Some people that live in the Austin area decide not to go to Austin because they know that with us, they're going to have to play defense, block, and then get the ball. They have to earn that. Our kids that decide to come with us know that. In that progression, you got to play defense first, block second, and then you're going to run the ball. The Jaden Wilsons of the world, they knew that coming in as freshmen. You're going to play defense first, block. Jaden was a blocker, his whole sophomore year. Then he got the ball junior and senior year, and the rest is history right now. Play defense and all that. And a tidbit, I think he's going to run the ball this year for you.
Really? No kidding. Okay.
I hope so. I hope
so too.
We kind of joked with it, and he said, "Coach, it's not a joke.
Really?
It's not a joke anymore.
Okay.
We might go.
I want to see him run the ball down OU's throat.
Hey,
I would love that.
we might go goal line.
He's such a good
He's
kid
a
too.
good
He's
boy.
such
Yes.
a great
He's
guy.
wonderful. We
Great
love
guy.
Jaden. We
But
had him on last year.
That's our culture,
Yeah.
Iceman. We run the ball.
Sure.
We play defense. That's it. We have a very, very nice quarterback right now.
What's
Mason.
Rupee?
It's Ruybe.
I call him Rupee, but Ruby.
It's called they call it Ruby, Mason Ruby. But he's not the only quarterback we're going to use. That's the
Okay.
thing. We use 2 to 3 quarterbacks every game.
Leyva going to play.
Leiva's going to
again?
play
Okay.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Antonio Pineda is going to play quarterback.
Tony's going to
Flacco,
be QB as well.
He's going to
Oh,
take
boy.
turns.
That should be fun.
And then we got that's what we do because it's unselfishness. It's you go, you're going to get this series. You're going to play quarterback. And people tell, they kind of criticize, hey, you don't throw the ball anyway, so you can put anybody at quarterback. Well, yeah, put anybody to get the snap, staring at 11 sets of eyes and see how easy it is. It's hard to play quarterback.
Sure.
It's hard to play quarterback at any level. But we use 2 to 3 a game, 2 to 3 quarterbacks a game. And if it happens, we go with what the game dictates. With what it dictates. If it dictates leaving one quarterback and having the other guys play defense, we do it. But our plan is to use 2 to 3 quarterbacks a game. That's I know it's unorthodox, but that's us. That's what we do. And again, little things you hear kids say, that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. You hear coaches saying, that's what we do. We just do things that work out for us.
Sure. So, go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, Ted.
The university that y'all were going to be talking about is Ottawa University of Arizona. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yes. That is a weird, I would have never thought of. But again, a lot of people get hung up on going to Division I or any of that stuff. My dude, you're playing college football. It doesn't matter what the level is. You're playing college football. You're there. Hopefully you get the education that you want, but you get to have fun while you're doing it, and that's the most important thing. I do have a couple of questions, though, from our guy Augustine over in the comment section. The first one is he's saying it's so hard to coach high school football. You develop these players, and then suddenly they're gone. Then you got to start over every year. Does having players playing football in Juarez help or hurt football here in El Paso?
Well, we have a couple of kids that played in Juarez, okay, and it helps. It doesn't hurt at all. If you truly look at teams in El Paso, we have 32 high schools. I can bet you right now that there's at least a couple of hundred Juarez football players and throughout the whole district.
Mm-hmm.
They have some. Okay, they're called the Titanes. They're the most widely known team down there. Their coaches are awesome. I talk to them every football clinic. They sit together. You sit with them. They know more football than a lot of coaches. You know, they go fundamentals, nothing but fundamentals. And several of their kids end up playing at our high schools, okay, throughout the city. Not just one. They don't feed into one high school, obviously, but you've had. I mean, the Franklins, the Pebble Hills. They have one or two kids played in Juarez, just like a feeder system to us. Every year we have a couple kids from Juarez that played in Juarez. The Leones, Jaguares, Titanes. They go at it out there, you know, in lesser fields. So by the time they get to artificial turf with us, they're like, man, this is awesome. You know, this is awesome. So to answer that question, it helps us, in my opinion. Of course, it helps us.
Do you remember the Religion of Sports, probably 8 or 9 years ago, when the Titanes played at Tornillo, and they had Tom Brady and Michael Strahan had a show, I don't know if it's still on, called The Religion of Sports, where they actually had, you know, the team from Juarez playing at Tornillo, and they did a whole series on it, and they did a whole show on it. And actually I was the PA guy for that game, and they had all the camera crews and all that, and it was a game and where there was lightning in the distance. It was an epic, you know, a football game, but that was a hell of a shtick the way they came down and played an El Paso team.
They'll play anybody here that will play them.
Sure, and they were damn good too.
No,
they were very good. You were right.
They're extremely fundamental.
Yeah.
An interesting, another tidbit right here.
Yeah.
The coach for Tornillo was Cody Burrs.
He was the coach at the time.
Who's our representative for
Right.
BSN right now.
Yeah.
I see him once a week at least, and I always try and pick his brain about what it was like at Tornillo. You know, but that game versus Titanes, there's been many games because they have 10U, they have 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U high school age, and so they play everybody. They're just waiting. They're like, hey coach, can we play you guys? And sometimes we're not given the clearance by our district UIL to play them. You know, but they have played the Irvins and the Bowies, and we haven't played them in Austin yet. You know, but I would, because we always have a schedule that's set. But I would not mind playing them, you know, at all, because they're so fundamental that they make you better. They make you better. I do remember that game, that series.
Yeah. Cody was the one that asked me to be the public address announcer.
Yeah.
I remember. He's a good guy, Cody.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's
he's
very
real
good
cool.
guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he didn't want to let me tell you this, but
Huh?
you were actually the 15th.
Oh,
I'm messing with you.
Well, at least I was the 15th, though.
I was 16,
Yeah.
so you know I can't complain.
I got the gig.
So it's so interesting to see the way that football, this American style football, right, has kind of translated into Mexico, like gotten deeper into Mexico, because I don't know if you know this name or if it sounds familiar, but former offensive lineman Ryan Khalil owns a football team in Monterrey, the Osos de Monterrey, along with Blake Griffin, former NBA player, and they've like invested a lot of money into these teams because they want that league to be amazing. I've been down to Mexico City for, you know, that Monday Night Football game between the 49ers and the Cardinals. I don't even care about either team, but it was such a great environment to be in.
Yeah.
It's amazing for me to see from like this aspect of it, how much the country of Mexico really loves and has embraced American style football.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see.
Another tidbit right there. I'm sorry, but I have tidbits all over the place.
Give us all your tidbits,
Give me
man.
another tidbit.
For that game, for the Cardinal 49er game. Of course, we had Will from UTEP playing for the Cardinals.
Sure.
But we also had a teacher from Austin High School work the game.
Really?
Mr. Quinlan was there a month before for security reasons. ESPN hires him to go out there, and he was telling me everything, all the behind the scenes stuff, and how the people from Mexico love football. He was telling me, hey, these guys were ready 2 days before, you know, at the gate, ready to come in. They were ready to come in. I mean, everybody has numbered seats, so I don't know why we have to form a line, you know, but they were there, ready just to get a glimpse of the players. But they love football. Monterrey has a big football following. Ciudad de Mexico, always, you know, anybody that goes to play Mexico City has a huge following. You can take the Raiders, of course, they're going to have a huge following. 49ers. You can also, I bet you, if you take the Carolina Panthers, they'll have, you know, 5,000 Carolina Panther fans down there. Yeah, Mexico loves football. And not only football, but football too.
Sure, of course,
know.
not just football, you
Yes.
know.
And of course, like that stadium as well, like Estadio Azteca, like
That's
all
so cool. You went there.
all the history and everything that's there with it. I'm excited about it. I'm applying again this year. I also applied to Rio. We'll see if like the Dallas Cowboys allow me to go this time. But I applied for those ones just because like it's awesome to see the way that football is embraced in other countries. And I love hearing the story that like you guys are welcoming being able to play against those teams in Juarez because you know it's going to make you better. And those players over there are also, you said it, man. They're coming from dirt fields that aren't up to par for us. They're going out there putting in that struggle. They're putting in that work. So by the time they get to these types of facilities, they're like, oh, wow, this is y'all are spoiled over here.
One of the best players I've ever coached in my 30 years, his name is Raul Manjin. Okay. He was all district, all city here with us at Austin around 2005. He was a product of Juarez. And I asked the Titanes, do you guys ever remember a kid by the name of Raul Manjin? And they started telling me everything he did at 10U, 12U, 14U. We didn't know that. He just showed up, tried out one day. I play football. Yes, I do. And boy, did he play. I mean, he made us great. He made us great. But he's one of the first ones that started telling me, Coach, in Juarez, it's huge. People just don't know. In Mexico, it's even bigger. People just don't know. They just don't know.
30 years, what a great career in football. You had a prestigious career at Bowie prior to coming to Austin, and now this is your 10th year at Austin. I know this because your first year was my first year there. What is one memory in your tenure that has stood out, I should say, more than any other memory as being a coach or an assistant coach?
Well, I've had too many.
Yeah.
And
maybe
it's
pinpoint,
it's not fair, but a funny memory, and I'm going to tie it into a season. When I got to Austin, the program was 0-30 over 3 years.
Yeah.
Then I go in there February 7th of 2017, 7-7.
17, yeah.
Yep. So I tell the kids, we're going to win. Almost like the Gipper, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to go to the playoffs. We're going to get on a bus. We're going to buy nice sweats. We're going to get you guys in a bus. And we're going to go to the Odessa area to play playoff football over there. And then one of the kids from like the third row, we only had 17 kids. The meeting was to 17 kids.
Crazy.
And he said, Coach, do you really expect to win? I haven't won a game in high school here, and I'm going to be a junior.
Wow.
And then I go, you darn right. I expect to win. And that became our moniker, ETW,
yeah.
Expect to win. And he said, he came back to the alumni games. I said, Coach, do I still have the copyright on the ETW? So the next year, we go a very competitive 4-6. And when I say competitive, it's because it could have easily been 7-3 and 8-2. We lost 4 games by 1 or 2 points. But the year after, we won a by-district championship against Canotillo. You see, and that's one memory of many.
Sure.
Of many, many memories. But that's, AJ was the one that, Coach, are you here? Do you think we're gonna win? I haven't won a game in high school. Come on. Are all these lies? No. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. And a couple of years later, we have a by-district championship. The following year, a district championship, and so on. And it started rolling after that. And and I can't be unfair to my son too, because just coaching my son, who's now an assistant at America's High School, for 4 years, I never took it for granted. The memories of him, being a quarterback, and then us moving him to running back, and him taking the move, and him making it to third team all state, all district here, all city, all everything. But in a very, very low key, humble, the way he is right now at America's High School, that's a memory too. So I have many.
Sure.
What's it like coaching against your son now? Because y'all just had that scrimmage. What's it like coaching against him now?
I wanted to bet him a very nice, friendly wager. I said, let's go mortgage payment in September because he has his own house. Let's bet mortgage. No, but we don't bet money. We bet boneless wings. We bet boneless wings. Okay. But it was awesome. It was awesome going against. It's unreal, really. Going against your son, and then he's in charge of stopping the run game at America's. I'm in charge of running the ball. So it was great. It was a scrimmage. So they let us be on the field. So we were arguing for about 2 hours, being 5 feet away. I was like, shut up. And shut up, because he was telling them where to line up, how to line up, how
Oh,
to attack, and I'm
man.
like, shut up.
He had all
but
the
it was-
inside
yes,
information.
yes,
That's
'cause
unfair, man.
I know. I told him that. I told him that. But he'll be on the sideline on Friday with us.
Mm.
He asked me, Dad, can I be on the sideline? Because they play Thursday against Canotillo, a key matchup this week. Canotillo Americas, and he said, Dad, on Friday, can I be on the sideline with you? Because I said no. But he'll find his way down there. I said no.
I'll be on the sideline too. I'm covering the
You-
game for ESPN
Yeah,
Radio.
you better be buying a ticket. That's where
Yeah.
you need to be all the way up to the top.
You
That's
better
what
buy it. Yes. I said no, but he'll be on the sideline. He'll find his way down there.
Yeah.
You're gonna find him on the opposing sideline with that.
He better not. He better not.
So let's talk about 4A. 4A has become extremely competitive. Now Andres joins the ranks of 4A. They had a hell of a run last year. How do you feel about them joining District 4A, and talk about your district games? Because, you play Bowie, obviously Irvin, San Eli, now Andres. That's going to be challenging, obviously.
Right. They split us up. So Bowie, Irvin are going to be in Division 2.
Okay.
Okay. Our division, when they made the cutoff in October of last year, we missed being D2 by 9 students.
Wow.
Right now, we have D2 numbers.
Sure.
But we have to, because of that snapshot, we have to play the next 2 years D1.
Wow.
With being about 150 kids under
Crazy.
D1.
Yeah.
But enough said. We have to play. So Andres comes down. Big bullies. They're awesome.
Yeah,
They got
good.
the last Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
The last Cooper brother is playing there. And he's got about 10, 15 guys surrounding him that are just as good. So they're going to be the ones to beat. But it's not going to be easy because Riverside has Carlos Rojas, UTEP commit. They have a senior group. Isleta has their senior group. So Riverside and Isleta both have their own senior groups. They're going to take a dip next year, but they have senior groups, and I joked about it last all district meeting because we weren't sure whether Andres was going to stay up or come down. And I said, next year it should be Isleta, because at the meeting that were all the head coaches, I got up and I said, guys, next year it's going to be different because the Clints and the Bowies and the Irvins and us, I thought we were going to be D2.
D2, yeah.
And I said, but Isleta and Riverside should be the district championship game next year because senior group against senior group, unless Andres comes
Joins.
down and ruins the party.
Yes, which they did.
And they did. I said, so it's Riverside, Andres, and Isleta, the top 3. Senior group, senior group, senior group. Well, but Andres is not all seniors. It's a bunch of a good mix. But Isleta and Riverside are mainly senior group. They have 10 to 20 kids that are going to play their senior year, and we're right behind them. We got a young group, okay, not a bad group at all, but a young group. Okay, it's different throwing a 15-year-old to an 18-year-old. It's just think about your kids. If you have any 3-year difference, but it is what it is. We got to play the season, but it's not going to be easy.
No.
And then I can't forget Sanelli, new coach, new atmosphere, new everything. The community, if he plays game 1 and 2 with 5,000 fans in the stands, watch out.
Sure.
Watch out because the fans are worth points.
That's a tough place to play.
Yeah. The fans.
That's a tough place to play, man.
I've always told our fans are worth points. Fans are worth points.
You remember the bi-district basketball game we had to play at San Eli? That was one of the most brutal environments. They were screaming and swearing, and I looked at you. I said, "Geez, man!" You said, "Yeah, well, welcome to playing at San Eli," and like similar to football too.
It's
obviously.
great. Awesome.
It gets you all jacked up. That's for sure.
It's a small town atmosphere next to a big city or a bigger city, El Paso.
I see what you're saying.
But it's only 30 minutes away. Yet you get proud people out there and their kids, and it's not a very welcoming.
No, they weren't. They didn't. They weren't happy to see
but
us.
It's
I don't know
good.
why.
I love it. I love that.
It was pretty.
I love playing at places like that.
Yeah.
I love it because that's why I like to play at the Sanelis, at the Clints, at the Mountain Views because they're proud communities, very proud communities, and you got to go in there and play. If not, you're gonna get spanked and embarrassed.
Mountain View is another tough place. Agreed. Yes. Just real quick, you talked about these rivalries and stuff like that. I mean, I remember last year I was actually at the Riverside game against Isleta. That was one of the most entertaining games I've ever seen in my life with those two quarterbacks. And that's it's like, are you ever in awe? I know I know maybe you shouldn't be, but in awe of some of the kids that you get to go against and watch? Is it like you're just my goodness? I mean,
I am. When we got 7 kids playing college football from Little Austin High School. When the recruiters come in for the Andujos and the Parishes, I tell them about these other guys. I say, hey, don't leave without going to Riverside. They not only have Carlos Rojas, they have a couple of kids.
Oh yeah, they're loaded.
Which they call dudes. Anybody you got any dudes in town? Yes, there's several. There's several dudes. Hey, just look at this kid. Look at that kid. I admire all of them. Isleta. I don't like them beating us, but at the same time, as soon as I get on the bus driving back, I'm like, that kid was real good.
Yeah, no doubt.
That kid was real good. It's Martinez from Isleta, one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in a while. He can run with the ball. He can pass the ball. He's a great leader. That's the number one thing. Him and Rojas are great leaders, not just great players. They lead. They don't look around and say, okay, no, they lead. Mm-hmm. Kids follow that example. It's a team like that is hard to beat. That's why that game was so entertaining.
It was amazing. It was one of the best high school games I've ever. Rojas had like almost 300 yards on the round.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
It was a good game.
You remember that? It was a Thursday night game.
Yep,
late October.
Because Chris Babcock and I were doing the play-by-play.
And I was doing play-by-play for ESPN Radio, and there had to be 700 yards of offense in that game.
It was amazing.
It was unbelievable.
It was fun.
There was I don't know that they punted like once in that game. It was incredible.
Yeah, no, they were 2 junior groups going to get
and
this
now
year.
It's
going to be senior groups going to get.
Yeah,
if we didn't play, I'd love to go to that game just to watch.
It was a hell of a game. Yeah,
if we didn't play at the same time.
Because remember last year you played. I think last year you played at Isleta. I covered that game because I get one Austin game a year. This year they gave me the Claw because they don't want to give me a lot of Austin games. I don't know why, but and then Then I think the Riverside, you hosted Riverside last year, right? Or was it
this year we played at Riverside and Isleta, and this coming year we're playing at their place again. And again. Yes, because of the 2-year contract.
Great.
Last year means nothing. Yeah, it's a new 2-year contract.
Okay,
so we're playing at those places again.
That's gonna be great.
I know.
Good luck, because it's gonna be fun. You're gonna do okay. I never go against you again. This guy busted my balls. You want to hear? Hey, look. Want to hear a funny story? Okay. So here we are at the Burgess game, last game of the season for the district championship about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. And they had that kid the kid that went to Mizzou.
Who's at UTEP now?
Help me.
He's at UTEP. Tavares
Jones. Mm-hmm. Guy's a man amongst boys, right? And I told Pichardo comes into my room, middle week, and I'm interviewing him. And he said, who do you like in the game? I said, well, I think that Burgess is clearly going to win. He says, okay, fine. We'll see. So, of course, Austin goes and they beat the shit out of Burgess, right? and then I go on the field to interview this guy, and he's got all the kids around him. He's got the district championship, and he looks at me with everybody in the field. He says, you were wrong. I'm sorry, that was so damn loud. But he's breaking my balls principles there and all that. You were wrong. I said, you know what, Eric? I'm never going to go against you again, no matter how hostile the environment or no matter how much I think you're going to lose. I'm never going to bet against you again, dude. Right?
Yeah, the score was 20-3. Should have been 27, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
You
were wrong.
And they had Tavares Jones.
That was great.
They had Marenko, who went on to play at New Mexico and Vanderbilt. And then they had a third kid who I lost track of. But they had 3 D1 players.
It was a great game.
And we didn't. Which turned out to be later. People mature from that game and all that. But Jaden Wilson was a young kid. Was a role player. Was a role player for that game. Not the man, just a role player. It wasn't his turn yet to lead us, which he did lead us later on to.
So I never bet against you ever again. You're going to win every game.
Oh, don't say
that. I don't look. I don't. Probably not. But you're still going to be competitive.
That sounds like doubt that you're trying to.
No, I'm not. No doubt. It's hard to win every game. I never go against him. I don't. He knows I don't go against him. I think you never go against an Eric Pichardo coach team. You just know that they're going to be tough every single game. That's all I know.
I think there needs to be a wager of boneless wings put on that the whole season. We could talk about this after the show, but there needs to be some boneless wings. And I'm glad you said boneless wings because I like boneless wings better than like traditional wings.
He doesn't like the bone, I personally, I like the bone in wings.
That was a fastball. Down the middle.
Yeah. Both of us could have just that. Come on now, man. You left that one wide open, Coach. Let's talk about. You said you wanted to hopefully talk about college football.
Barry Bonds hitting a slider right there into the bay.
This poor guy. He
That
has
one
to
was
see me all the
gone.
time. You know, I know.
Gone.
It was gone. Can you imagine this guy has to see me every week? Poor guy.
How do you do it?
I don't know. How do you do
I
it?
look the other way sometimes.
I'm trying to. Coach. Eric, get over here.
You hear him walking down the
Yes,
hallway. You just find a classroom.
Where my office is, I see everybody coming over
day
and
he
back
sees
and
me.
over and back and over. You know, I'm in the middle of traffic. That's where my office is.
I always
middle of
peek in his
traffic.
room, and he's always got something going on.
Yes, he's just
miraculously.
Hanging out under the desk.
Almost none of my days are scheduled. But they're packed.
Yeah,
he's a busy
They're
dude.
packed.
He's a busy guy.
I could see it.
From the
It
get-go.
gets more packed when this guy comes around. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about college football. You said you wanted to talk a little bit about it.
Sure.
I'm a Texas Tech fan. I don't like what's happening in Texas Tech right now with all these teams saying that they don't want to play Texas Tech because of the quarterback and all the BS with that. But I also have this love-hate thing because I wanted Texas Tech to be super competitive, be one of these teams, but I kind of hate where we are with NIL.
It's the thing they're never gonna take away money from the kids ever again because they deserve the money. It's just the question is how much. How much. My dude Jaden Wilson, I hope, is getting a nice little bag. He deserves it, in my opinion. But going back to that, $5 million a year, $3 million a year.
Crazy.
We don't know how much Petty's getting, but if he doesn't end up starting right now, he's scheduled to be the number 3 guy at last check. Because they brought in this kid from Kentucky. The good thing is they acted on it from the age of 18. Their 5-year timer starts. That's great because that way you don't have kids asking for an extra year, and then they're all of a sudden they're 28. But this money, it's money can ruin anything. A marriage, a friendship, college football.
Yeah.
You see, and that's the thing about money. It's fickle. It can just kick your butt. And I love college football more than pro. 10 times more than pro. I love watching college football. And with all this, I don't know. This year I'm going to root for Arizona State, Penn State, and UTEP because of our 3 kids that I competed with and against and our local kids. But the money is dangerous. It's dangerous. I don't know if I answered your question, but Texas Tech, everybody going against them, it's he's not going to play at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's not playing at the end of the day. Now what? What? It was unfair to everybody. It was unfair to Texas Tech because they committed to this kid, and they have their moniker is "What's next."
Yeah.
What's next? Well, let's move on. But still, that's a huge "What's next" right there because the guy they were banking on is not there anymore. I thought, if Fetty doesn't start, my guess is he's going to end up at Tech.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to stay.
Yeah, he's not staying because he's got 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. So year 1 is gone this year.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
what's he going to do next year?
Yeah.
You see, that's my guess. I mean, I'm not saying it. I don't know the dad real good. Just a hi bye. How are you? Who's coaching here in town? And but that I would love to see that.
Yeah,
I would love to see it. And I like Texas Tech because they're a bunch of ex-high school coaches. You see, including the head coach.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Texas Tech.
And I mean, other than the players, the personal players that known or coached or played against, it's kind of hard to root for teams today just because it is a professional game now.
Yes.
It's not about being
It
an
is.
amateur game anymore.
It's very
And
much.
so therefore, there's a lot more on the line, and it's all about the shekels. You know what I mean?
It's very much a pro game.
Unfortunately,
So we
yeah,
got
yeah.
we got pro and pro.
It's pro
and
and pro.
NFL.
It's all pro now.
But I mean, yes, it's out in the open now, but it's always kind of been that.
No,
way.
they've
like,
always
it's just
given
been under
them,
the table.
Yeah,
but
it's always the same, but now it's just open. Yeah.
So I mean, but I think what NIL did is it widened the gap right between the haves and the have-nots, and it allowed schools like Texas Tech to be like, oh, so we can just buy people. Okay, well, we can do that now.
That works. We got a lot of money.
Look at all the oil money we got. Wow, this is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like, it allows certain small schools like those mid-major type schools that you wouldn't necessarily look at. It allowed Texas Tech out of them. I can't think of another one that kind of jumped up into this whole pool of we got a ton of money. But you see what it did with Oklahoma, with Alabama, with Texas, UT Austin. And it's just it feels gross at times. I'm with you. The players deserve that money. Go out there, get your bread, kid, because football can end like that. They're going to use you up as best they can. You better use them up and get as much
Right.
money as you can.
Yeah.
That's always going to be my mindset with it. But whenever you're like, okay, there's a $20 million cap in NIL, I bet nobody remembers that there's supposed to be a $20 million cap. You know why? Texas Tech spent 50 last year,
Oh my
and the
God.
NCAA did nothing.
They don't
Right.
care. Hey, it's okay. It's Scoozy, right?
Yeah.
They got themselves a nice football team and a nice softball team.
Yeah.
Because I've coached softball before, so I follow softball all year long, the NCAA. So they bought themselves a new softball team too, which lost at the very end this past year. But they've always deserved money. Like the story that Chris Webber has, he said one time, because this is a couple of years back when they were talking about money or no money. He said, look, college players deserve all the money they can get because this is my story. They make the Final Four. They lose to Carolina. I remember on his infamous timeout with no timeouts, technical. So the next day, me and Jalen, I'm assuming it's Jalen Rose, they're walking down the street. It's cold. It's still March, but it's ice cold. And the president of the University of Michigan is driving in his Rolls Royce with a nice mink coat and everything, enjoying all the money that we made for him, and we got no jacket. He said, so where's our money?
Sure.
They sold our jerseys to make themselves more money. Where's our money? You see, and that was to me, that was one point in which I'm like, yeah, they deserve money, but I just don't know how much.
I think that's the thing, right? Like, if college football and college athletics are going to sink into, well, we're just going to become, I don't even want to say a minor league for the pros, but that'll be the best comp, I guess, for it. Then they've got to come up with a salary cap. But the thing is,
Right.
the NCAA, whenever COVID happened, and the NCAA was like, oh no, conferences make all the rules. We're just here to, make sure everyone plays by the rules, but the conferences make all the rules. You create your own schedule, you do all that stuff. The NCAA, in my mind, effectively neutered themselves at that point because now you don't. What are you there for? You know what I mean? Okay, well, we don't want you to play football, but if you want to, that's fine, right? Like, you don't have to do what we want you to do. Do what you want to do, and that's what happened with like college athletics now. Is this weird, wild west of like how much money can these people get? And I think there should be a salary cap on if you're an incoming freshman, X amount of money, right? You're a fifth-year senior, but you're the star guy. Yeah, X amount of money with incentives and stuff like that you can get on. Let's just embrace it being an absolute business 100% as opposed to pretending that it's not. Because the more we pretend that it's not, the wider the gap gets between the University of Texas and the University of Texas at El Paso.
It's there. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. Texas Tech has more money than almost anybody in the nation.
Oh, yeah.
They can get anybody they want, and they've done it. Texas has their own, sugar daddies, and they're going to get some money. We need some over here.
Yeah.
At UTEP.
Yeah, and there's a lot of money here. We had talked about this last week, when we had Omar Thomas on. There's a lot of money here in El Paso. The problem is they're just not spending it. I mean, it's like, and it's nowadays, moving to the Mountain West for UTEP, which is bigger television revenue and other great benefits. But obviously with that type of competition, it's going to be all the bit more challenging, especially since you can't buy the better players. You know what I mean? Here in Texas.
Yeah.
So,
but I see UTEP getting more competitive.
I hope so.
And if they get a couple of dudes, I can't wait to see this quarterback. Jaden tells me that this quarterback is
the real McCoy,
the real deal.
We'll see how it goes.
The coach,
yeah,
just wait. Do you see? I've been to practices, but you can only see drills and a little here and there. But he said, Coach, this is a dude right here. This is our quarterback right now. And he wasn't excited last year. He was not excited last year, when they had the biggest commit ever in the history of UTEP, but he's excited with this guy. This guy is a leader, he said. He's a leader. This guy's a leader. 2
out of the first 3 games are against the likes of Michigan and OU. So right off the bat, and Oregon State, of course.
The thing to me, and it sucks to say it this way because, maybe it's me being too much of a fan or whatever, but that first game of the year against Sam Houston State, if UTEP finds a way to shit the bed against that and they lose and they know that they're going to start the season 0-3, this season's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just the truth of it all. And I'd love to be able to say, UTEP's going to be able to dominate Sam Houston State. We've got history on our side telling us that ain't necessarily the truth. We've seen them drop to schools that they should not have.
Well, the
lost
first
games
game, you're
to.
talking about the first game is at OU?
Well, the one against Sam Houston.
Okay,
State.
yeah, I know,
to
because
me is
that's
the most
going to be,
important.
because I mean, I agree, because you lose that game as well. I mean, you're supposed to lose the other games, but if you lose that game that you're supposed to win, then yeah, you're screwed more than likely, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, but
it's it'll make them better. The
tough games,
yes,
the money games.
I was talking to Jaden's dad. I said, "Are you going to a big house?" I said, "Come on."
Yeah,
He'll be at Michigan. He'll be at Oklahoma.
Of course,
yes.
But he's a cool dude.
Yeah,
I saw him the other day outside. He invited me to the tailgates.
Yes,
I said, "Okay,
it'll make them better. It'll make them better. I'll see you at his tailgate."
He said, because I have his brother too in my class, Aiden, nice kid. And I said, "Hey, he's all, Jaden speaks very highly of you." I'm like, "Who, me?" I'm all looking around me. Anyways, he said, "Hey, you got to come to the games," and he invited me to the tailgates. And I'm like, "Shoot, you had me at tailgate, man. He will take good care of you." Okay, so you'll be there.
I plan to be there.
Party like rock stars.
It all depends on game planning.
Well,
for the following
of course,
week.
for Saturdays. But
if we're still working,
I'll come
I
join
won't
you.
be there.
I'll come
Yeah,
join you in a couple of them.
Whenever I can't make the pregame, I do make it by second quarter, halftime, and I sit in the end zone, and then I meet up with Jaden afterwards. Outside the locker room, and we talk football, not anything. I'm like, "What did you see? How are my steps?" The little things that we harp on at Austin. First step. Read the guard. I mean, read the back, read the ball, pursuit, and all that. And we just talk football after the games.
Other than money, because I feel like that's always going to be the number one thing when it comes to building a program. What can UTEP do to? I guess it kind of leads into the money, right? Like, what can UTEP do to make it worth the investment?
It is very simple. Win.
Yeah,
because winning will retain this. If this quarterback has a year that that is one to remember, he's jumping. He's going to the Power 5.
Sure.
But if we can retain him, that'll bump us to 7-8 wins next year.
Yeah.
And now this is a place that kids want to come to. This is a place that kids want to come to, but you got to win, which is very hard because you got Michigan and Oklahoma staring at you. So you got to not count those, but win the rest of them. Like these guys said, we cannot lose to any of those teams.
To the teams you're not supposed to use.
And I think it'll happen. I honestly think it'll happen.
How many wins do you think they're going to get this year? I say
I'm
3.
I'm hoping 5 to 7.
Right.
That's optimistic.
Right. I'm just going to say, but I'm optimistic, but I'm also realistic.
Yeah, I think that they
think 3 at the most.
I think that your defense allows you to win games.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to have a solid defense. Your defense keeps people at bay, within striking distance.
Well, obviously, Jaden,
yes, if they can keep teams in the 20s,
they have a chance.
They have a chance, and if we can, we got the receiver back, but the quarterback, got running backs.
Yeah. They do have some running backs.
So if it's a 28-24, important game, then we win against anybody. It can lead to more wins, and before you know, you got 5 wins, and you're building like crazy in the offseason to get to 7-8 games next year. 5 is, I think, is right now is optimistic. I understand that. I understand it, but I think they can get to 5. I honestly think they can get 5 to 7.
I love the roller coaster that we have right here, right? You got 5 optimistic over there. You're saying you're optimistic at 3. Yeah. I thought I was optimistic at 1. we get a win. I'm going to be a happy guy. So now I set the bar so low that whenever they exceed and they get those 5 wins, I'm a happy guy, man.
Hey, if New Mexico did it, why can't we?
Exactly.
You see, New Mexico is very comparable to us. It's very comparable to us. The UNM is very comparable to us. They did it. They got themselves some good wins last year. They got to a nice bowl game. We can do that. We can do that. Definitely, we can do that here.
And let's be honest, the Mountain West, the way it's constructed right now, isn't like a group of world beaters. That's a very winnable conference in the future for the University of Texas at El Paso. All right, Brandon, we're coming up on the hour. Once again, Fire and Ice over here at our favorite place in the world, Buffalo Wild Wings, 655 Sunland Park Drive. Brandon, tell everybody about the new throwback menu.
You got a new grease here that looks phenomenal. You have these delicious, weird-looking sliders that Tip wants to try. They're called beef on a weck sliders. The mini corn dogs, buffalo chips, garlic mushrooms, Of course, you got his favorite, the fried pickles. You got, all these different noshes here that look mouth-watering that we're going to have to try here, once we end the show. Looks good, right?
They look fantastic.
Good nosh, okay? So, plus, you got happy hour every night, $2 off. Signature cocktails. You have all your appetizers at $6. Come by Buffalo Wild Wings and get a nosh. Watch Fire and Ice. Meet legendary here, our buddy, Coach Eric Pichardo. It's always good to see you. Every year you're on, and here you are. We did not miss you this year, which I'm glad about.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course.
And thanks, everybody out there. Get yourself some Friday night games. Get yourself some UTEP games. And then get yourself some Philadelphia Eagle games.
Oh,
boy.
gross.
You know what? You are not allowed on this program
bless it.
ever again. I used
should have
to like
ended
you,
it.
but
My wife.
now-
It's for my wife.
No, yeah,
That was
right.
for
but
my
you know
wife.
what? You had to mention the Eagles, right? I mean,
I have to.
thank you very
She
much
let
for
me
your
come onto the show.
tenure on Fire and Ice, but now it's concluded. Good to see you, brother. Thank
Coach,
you.
best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see what you do. At the end of the year, we got to come back here.
Yes.
The wings. Brandon's going to buy you all the wings, all the boneless wings there over here at Buffalo
I'll
Wild
be here.
Wings.
Just invite me and I'll be here.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you all next week.
Next week, guys.